I think that very soon the English channel will grow very quickly, much quicker than my other channels. In any case, I'm gonna propose a new relationship type idea that I don't know if it's morally good, but you know what is morally really good? We eat plants that die, we eat animals that die. You know, what is morally good? We are constantly immoral or unmoral, how do you say, in life. You cannot be 100% moral all the time. So anyway, so anybody who knows me and my story is that before I met my ex-girlfriend, I was 5 years single, and I was a little bit like living an ascetic life. It was partially on purpose because I was like, I don't want to mingle too much, but it was also a little bit it was like almost like an involuntary celibate also as well. It was like a mix in those 5 years. And then my ex-girlfriend found me on, oh, the cat is coming. Then my ex-girlfriend found me on my YouTube channel, and she was like, "Oh, I really want to meet that guy," and that's how we started. And she visited me in France, and then we split up beginning of this year in January. And I met then on, believe it was on Tinder. I met a Colombian woman that she's like 40 years old. She has two children. She has very little time. She had like 2 hours per week, 2 hours per week to see anyone. Otherwise, she was super occupied. And but I found her physically very attractive. The kissing was not so good. The sex was okay. But it gave me something. The next day, I left Murcia and where she was at, and I really had a fantastic day. I felt like I don't know, like a man again. I felt like, like my joy was there, my libido empowerment was there that I'm talking about often. So I was exactly the opposite of libido suppressed. And so I was super, super, super happy, right? And I felt really great. I felt free. I felt like the king. And so I was like, I thought about, how I felt the 5 years before that. And the thing is, like, I offered the Colombian woman something that I've never done before. Is, you see, there's a couple of relationship types that you can have. The most ideal and best relationship type that you could ever have, of course, is where both people are spiritually awakened, where you have chakra compatibility in the three chakra relationship types, and then you also have the same soul plan. So that's, of course, the absolute ideal relationship. I have to watch the cat if she doesn't. She's not supposed to go in my bed. No, 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 no. I've lived in a cat sanctuary with 90 cats once, and what's funny is that if you observe 90 cats every single day for almost 2 months, you know exactly when a cat is doing something. She was about to hop into my van. Um, so, but she can have something. Maybe I have some food for her. Anyway, wait. First I'm gonna explain to you the relationship types and that stuff and what I propose for myself. Um, so the thing was, so that would be the ideal relationship that I talked before. And for me, ideally, it would be even if she were bisexual and, she would be very open to a lot of things and to my tantra massages and all of that stuff. But that's very unlikely. And you see that by, me being 5 years single and not meeting anyone. And then my ex-girlfriend, you see, it's like, it's probably I'm going to spend the next 5 to 10 years not meeting that person. So but I'm also not interested in something like prostitution. That's definitely not an option. I have a friend who goes to Thailand and does that stuff. I find it repulsing, very repulsing actually. And then there is, the sugar babe, sugar daddy thing. That's a big problem because these young girls, they usually are just in it for the money. You can feel it. You can feel it in their energy and everything. They're pretty disgusting in the way they behave. And then I realized there is another option, which was with the Colombian woman, is that she has her life. She's so busy. She also wants intimacy. She wants also someone she can trust and all of that stuff. So it's more like a friendship plus thing. So you have a friendship with that person, but it's plus. So there is trust. There's you are not going with 100 other women or something like that. You're really being with max, and you don't even need to. Like, what are you gonna do as a 45-year-old? What are you gonna do with one woman per day? It's complete bullshit. So you want to have one, you want to have the same woman that you really find attractive, if you find really hot, in physical way, and the sacral chakra activates. No, she, she wants some food. Um, so do I have some food for cats? I don't think I have food for cats today. I would have to open a can of sardines or something. And so the I don't want to have cat hairs and stuff like that in my van. Absolutely not. So in any case, so uh so we met with the Colombian woman, and I told her in those 2 hours, 3 hours that she has time, which is very stressful in a short period of time. But I told her I'm going to support her financially a little bit. And she was like, wow, that's fantastic. Basically, I'm saying how she felt it, how she not, she didn't communicate it that way, but it was obvious how she felt it, because she was like, I want to meet you anyway, I find you good looking, um but here's the thing, if you just have a friendship plus, you're going to end up in a bad situation, because she might get fall in love with you, and you don't want that, and you're looking actually for something else, like the real spiritual relationship. And but you also don't want to be 5-10 years single and be completely celibate, right? So because you add the element where you are saying you're financially supporting her, it actually ends up to the favor of both, because she, if you split up, if I go my way, if I say with my camper van I just leave right to another place, she'd be like, oh, at least I had something from this, more than just the intimacy. And that we actually, that situation happened, that the Colombian woman was like, I would fall in love with you, or I could fall in love with you, and I don't really want to, but because the money element was involved, she was like more, it was much easier for her, and to not, fall in love, basically. And then I was like, that's a very good idea to have relationships that way, until I find the right person. And I started to talk to women very openly about this. And instead of, doing it like this and hiding it, I was just saying exactly how I feel it, like I want it. And I'm telling you, more than 50% girls, at least in Spain, they are totally up for it. Because, very simply, because they don't want to sleep with just anyone. They also don't want to be without intimacy. So why would they, pick someone being drunk in a bar who's also drunk? Not pick someone who has a little bit of money, and can spend it, and you get some benefit from it, and you're also enjoying it. But it's more than just, it's not just intimacy. So you literally have like a friendship, and uh, you trust the other person, talk with them about everything and all of that stuff. So I think that's a really, really, really great solution. And I'm watching the cat, what she's doing. So yeah, I want to put this out there. I know it's a taboo, and a lot of people will be like, but imagine, how many girls nowadays do OnlyFans, how many girls, I mean, millions. We're not talking about just a couple 100,000. We're talking about millions of girls who do this. Like in the US, probably every second girl, or the third girl. Then you have the sugar daddy, sugar babe relationship, which nowadays also millions of students who do that. I'm not talking about the moral aspect, but you have to look at your own kind of wishes and desires. And the question is like, imagine you have a normal job, right? Let's say you have a normal job and you spend, 10, 20, 30, 40 years doing one night stands or trying to find someone on a dating app or something like this. And um and I had a lot of dates from the internet in the past, and some of them were one night stands. I would never do them again. It's absolutely horrible. And then when I had this meeting with the Colombian woman, I realized this is it. This is perfect. This is exactly what fits me. And plus, the other thing is, you have instant credibility. The thing is, like, when you are a nobody that she doesn't know, she's like, I don't know. But when you say like, oh, I can give you 200 euros when we see each other, uh, she has totally different credibility. And the cat is really hungry. So anyway, I told you this, and some people might hate me for this, but I actually think this is a pretty good solution, while because you don't want to be without intimacy and you need some solutions, and I hate one night stands. So because I did them in the past, I know. So this is my opinion on that.